Good evening and welcome to another episode of 60 and Beyond with Skylark. It is December 4th, 2022, and I'd like to start out tonight by saying welcome. If you have subscribed to my YouTube channel, thank you. And if you haven't, please do. Spread the word. I do this vlog the first Monday of every month. So welcome to December. I hope that everybody enjoyed a beautiful Thanksgiving. It certainly is a beautiful time of year as now we step into the holiday season full throttle, into Christmas and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa and all the other celebratory events that are going to take place over the next month or so. It can be a really hectic time of year. Certainly, I feel it this year. As many of you know, I did go back to college a few years ago, and the course study's been fantastic. But this past weekend, I found myself writing a very intense case study for the course Writing for Health and Disease. It's been really fabulous. If anybody is thinking about going back to college, just do it. It doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are. In this case, if you're over 60, it's a really great thing to do. It keeps your mind strong. It keeps you busy with something really great to do. So, you know, it's never too late to finish that degree like I'm doing. But let's get back to the holiday season and all the emotions and feelings that can come up this time of year. It's pretty much the same for everybody. You know, we start to look back and maybe you lost somebody very close and dear to your heart this year, as I did. My Uncle Joe passed away recently, and we're going to honor him this coming weekend. And he was the patriarch of our family, the last member of the Duresta side, last elder, I should say. I mean, you know, I do have other elders in the family, but he was a direct link to my mother's brother, so younger brother. So, you know, it's weddings and funerals that we come together, but it's beautiful to be together in these times. So I'm looking forward to being with my family. But it's also a beautiful time of year to come together with family for happy occasions and to celebrate this incredibly beautiful season. You know, take some time out to drive around or walk around, depending on where you live, and look at the beautiful decorations. Every night there's more and more lights. There were a lot of tree lightings this past weekend. There were craft fairs where I live on Long Island. So in your neighborhood, I'm sure there are many events similar that are going on. So take time out, no matter what you're doing, whether you're caring for someone or you find yourself really feeling overwhelmed with all the tasks at hand that come up this time of year. Make sure to get out and really take a good look at the beauty that is all around you this time of year. It just makes you feel so much better. Breathe in the air. It hasn't been too cold. We've had a couple of really cold days, but for the most part, it's been very mild. But it is going to get colder, and we're not going to be outside as much. So take advantage of this pretty mild December weather we're having, and even November was pretty mild. So, you know, do good things for yourself to keep the stress at a minimum, especially over 60. You don't have as much energy as you once had, but there's still a lot. You know, exercise is good, meditation is good, a little bit of yoga is good. You know, talk about this all the time. Those modalities, even a really good morning stretch can boost your energy level. So go outside, even if it's for 5 or 10 minutes during a break at work, or if you're retired, get outside every day for a little bit to just breathe in that fresh air, look around at the trees that are now getting bare, the leaves are falling. One thing I loved about this fall were we had a beautiful autumn, very colorful. There were a lot of leaves on the ground. It was just gorgeous. And just recently, because we did have a cold snap, a lot of the flora that was still kind of looking okay is now really gone. And it's dead. So I've cut back a lot. But tonight, ironically, I cut a rose off my rose bush. There was still a rose blooming. Those are very hardy. They can withstand a lot. So I do have a rose, which is so lovely. So be really good to yourself through this season. And something that, I've learned recently over Thanksgiving, things can get contentious, and I'm guilty, like a lot of people, of reacting too quickly. Maybe it's coming from a large family and, you had to talk really loud to be heard. You always had something to say because there were so many of you, everybody had an opinion and you wanted to defend yours. Try and hold your tongue a little bit. It can only serve you well. I know. I keep learning that lesson. Don't talk about politics around the table. Oh God, what a wretched topic anyway. But it really can cause some dissension, so keep that to a minimum. Talk about good things. Talk about the things that you've experienced, the things you're looking forward to in the coming season. On Christmas Day, which a lot of people celebrate, try and keep it joyful. I think one of the things that is really great, and I introduced a few years ago, is singing Christmas carols. It keeps things a little more joyful. And then I kind of came up with this catchphrase: if you can't have joy, have oi, but we want more joy. So that's kind of a running joke in our family. So yeah, no matter where you're at, no matter what you're dealing with, no matter what situation you find yourself in during these holidays, take some time out to be grateful, to think of others, donate to a food pantry, to your church. I know in our church, they have a tree, and everybody at Mass this past weekend had to grab a name, and in 2 weeks we have to drop off a gift for a person. So I thought that was really cool. That was really kind of a unique thing. And so the church has become a very large part of my community, part of my life, and it's really great. So, whether you go to church or you go to a synagogue or you go to a mosque, there's always something that's going on around this time of year that is about giving back. So it's really great to do that, especially this time of year. If you have organizations that you like to donate to, $20, it doesn't need to be a large donation because it adds up. So if you give 20 and 10 other people, or 20 or 100 other people, then that's a nice little chunk of money. So some of my favorites are Island Harvest, Catholic Charities, St. Jude, UCP, it's United Cerebral Palsy. So, small donations to these organizations that are near and dear to your heart. I'm sure there are some. So again, being grateful, being kind, being generous, being joyful, having hope. This is in the Christian faith. This is Advent. So this is a time that we are giving back and being good to others and preparing ourselves for the coming Christmas. And so Advent is a very special time. It's similar to Lent, and I'm sure in other religions there are similar times of year. So it's a great time to really, look around you and share your hope and your joy and your spirit and your love. Most importantly, your love. So that's it for this month's vlog. I will be back in January 2024. The years are flying. They really do go faster as you get older. I think that is definitely a real thing. It certainly feels that way to me anyway. Gosh, I can't even keep up with the years. So again, great time to be grateful and spread the love. Keep an open mind, an open heart. Peace and love, and I will see you next year. Happy holidays.